feels like we achieved something bigger than we originally thought we'd ever do. And now look at it, it's grown huge.
My son Reese was born with cancer. What it ended up doing is it crushed his spinal cord. And when he was 3 years old, he got his first wheelchair, and he wanted to be Wall-E for Halloween. So I thought, I can build one. I can, try and see what I can come up with. And so it started with just, building a simple costume, a Wall-E costume around his wheelchair out of a Dell computer box. It has exploded into something that was the inspiration behind Walking Everland costumes. I want to reach more kids, and the only way to do that is to have more volunteers. I want to see every child that wants one of these costumes to get one. If you know a teacher at a high school, or a Boy Scout troop leader, Girl Scout troop leader, any type of group or organization that would like to attempt to build one of these costumes or to help out a child, contact us. We have lots of resources, we have plenty of people willing to help build these costumes, but we need to get the message out. So share this video, let them know about what we do, why we do it, and get us in contact with kids who might need a costume, or any adults or families that would like to help build a costume. We're here for you.
Introducing Tractor USA, the best way to buy and sell premium ag and construction equipment. Tractor USA was designed to be straightforward, simple, and affordable, with zero commission and live auctions every week. Tractor USA auctions offer the finest selection of pre-owned tractors, combines, and other ag and construction equipment from across the United States and the world. Simply go to TractorUSA.com to get started today.
And here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
The Milo gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from? Here comes
Zwack.
Zwack.
A punch from the 33.
It's a drag race.
The Magic Man wins it Auto Club.
Here tonight, we're going to stay in Florida in the virtual Miami Motor Speedway. It's Saturday Night Racing League. I'm your host, Bradley Cooper. Alongside me tonight, Alec Martinez in the booth, filling in for Connor Horn. And as we shape up the points here, Reggie Ortega getting the win at Daytona to start off the season. Caleb Weekly is going to be second in points, just 4 points out. The reigning season champion Jeff Wright finds himself in third, but it's very early in the season, only race number 2 of the 20-race season. So bring the schedule up on your screen. We've got Rockingham next week, but Homestead tonight for the 1.5 miles. And several different iterations of this racetrack opened in 1995. They've changed the configuration 3 different times. The most important and biggest change of the lifespan of this racetrack has been the banking change. And Alec, you know a little about the progressive banking they put on here recently.
Yes, in Homestead, it's one of the oldest racing surfaces that NASCAR, usually NASCAR series comes to. ever since the unfortunate demise of Fontana Auto Club Speedway, this track is now taking the reins of having the oldest racing surface, and hopefully with the updated dynamic track, we'll be able to see these guys move all the way on the bottom, all the way up to the top of the wall, be able to utilize these cars here in the side force and use that wall air to their advantage. Will we see this track widen out? We don't know, but that's one thing I'm looking forward to seeing what we can find out. And how about we go to our starting grid here as the cars are beginning to... Alex Bell on the pole with a 33.332. Chuck Sweeting going to be rolling to his outside. Then Chad Klingler, Joshua Banks third and fourth. Joseph McWhorter, Casey Lacanis going to be rolling off fifth and sixth. Reggie Ortega, Seth Hatcher going to be rolling number 4, 7, and 8. Ryan Carlisle and Jonathan Smith at 9 and 10.
Got me a little bit ahead there. I was getting caught up on you. Jeff Wright's going to start in the 11th position. Ray Massey in 12th. 13th will go to Jerry Bergeron, and Noah Mikowski will be in 14th. 15th, Caleb Weekly, your points leader. Brian Hennings, or actually rather second in points, Brian Hennings is going to start 16th. 17th position, Keith Shoemaker. Bobby Patrica in 18th. And then Bryce Shoemaker and Chris Sawyer round out that top 20.
And Max Koss, Chris Melton, 21st, 22nd, Austin Molke in the 89, and Brandon Hinton in the 20, round out the 24-car field here tonight. Bradley, before we get going, who's your pick?
Oh, man, that's a tough change up here. I'm going to go with, I think Joshua Banks has got the goods here tonight.
Give me the 48 of Jeff Wright.
Well, we're going to find out. Green flag is out. We're live and racing from Homestead. Across the line to lead lap number 1. It's the 15 of Alex Bell.
He got it. They were 3 wide for second. Behind them, Reggie Ortega really loose on that inside lane. And these Xfinity cars very, very sensitive when underneath another car. You'll lose a lot of side force. You'll see a lot of guys get really loose underneath one another and then lose grip and almost spin. Right there was a great catch from the Daytona winner of Reggie Ortega. And right now, you're going to see guys going all over this race. I got Sweeting up all the way on the outside. Bell holding that white line. McWhorter now gets a nice run underneath Bell. But man, at 75, Sweeting has such a big run. He's just going to get boxed behind the 15 and the 73.
Yeah, big run there down the front stretch. Now 3 wide for the lead. McWhorter down on the bottom. If you can roll the bottom here, I think you're gonna prevail. That fast top line, I think it's gonna rubber up. We'll have to see, because I've seen some races go either way. A lot of guys down on the bottom, the top comes in late. If a lot of guys go up top, the bottom seems to be faster late in the race. And it's the track dynamic data that comes into play there.
Yeah, I hope to see this track widen out where every lane's usable later in the runs, but I would more tend to lean, because it's the early stages of the dynamic tracking, and I'd say the bottom is probably going to be the place you're going to want to go, not only for speed, but especially at a track like Homestead. Save your tires, be easy on them, especially for a long run, a long fuel run. Probably going to be anywhere from 45 to 50 laps here tonight. In a 140 lap race, you're going to have to split into thirds, so you'll probably bring it down pit road 3 times. So at a track that eats up the Goodyear Eagles, I would recommend that you probably want to keep it on that bottom. When you're trying to make a pass, then maybe go up and venture into that outside lane. But until then, if you're riding around, be on that bottom. There's a little contact there.
Yeah, right on board with Reggie Ortega, looking at Chuck Sweeting, and that was Joshua Banks that got a little touch there in the entrance of 1 and 2. Joseph McWhorter takes over the lead on lap number 4, and he hasn't looked back since. He got to the inside of Alex Bell, and he has prevailed so far. Rolling the bottom. Sweeting's still trying to make that top side work, and Ortega's going to follow him up there, and you see Seth Hatchell a little bit deeper behind them. Just multi-groove racing, but no one really choosing the middle. It doesn't seem like it's exiting the corners very well.
Yeah, and these cars, they're especially here at Homestead, from what I remember, you get on that bottom, and as the progressive banking picks you back up off the corner, the back end kind of steps out a little bit because the front end is trying to hook. And with these cars, they tend to run a little more tight, so it's a little more of a push loose there. So we had a pushing and shoving between Sweeting and Banks there for third. Bell is just struggling on that bottom lane. I'm noticing he just can't seem to get the power down off the corners and is struggling with drive off. And I think that's everything Joseph McWarden wants to see in his mirror, with guys running side by side, maybe pushing their tires a little bit harder than he is.
Sweeting and Ortega still on the high line. 35 of Banks is, yeah, he just hasn't been able to get clear. Neither one of them really have been able to get clear.
Yeah, they've just kind of been glued together. No, and even McWhorter hasn't really been able to pull away. Look at Banks going to take him 3 wide into turn number 3, and then off of 4, Sweeting backs off. But now Banks on the attack under his teammate of Alex Bell, and right now trying to have a change in position for second here. And like your pick is doing, man, Banks showing some early speed, but the question is he pushing these tires too hard? Is there anybody in the middle of this battle here, maybe just leaning back a little bit, letting these guys kind of go?
Yeah, and you see the run to the outside gets now a push from the 15. That's brave. Little throwback to Daytona, and we saw a lot of bump drafting in the next generation Cup car, but here tonight, a little bit smoother. I think they can get away with it a little bit more. That car was very turbulent. In the next gen, we had a lot of cautions at Daytona. So far, clean and green to start at lap number 9. 73 of McWhorter has led about even here with Bell. A touch on the back bumper of McWhorter. Banks letting him know he's there.
They're there. And another thing with these Xfinity cars, and we see how little that rear spoiler is. If you get right to that left rear, get your right front where the left rear is, it can loosen somebody up. And right there, I think McWhorter got a little bit loose, and Banks had enough forward momentum where it got into the back bumper. And look at this, 3 wide behind them, Sweeting, Lacatus, and Ortega. Ortega going to get the 2-for-1 special down the front stretch. Maybe try to get 3, trying to get by Bell. And that Daytona winner, man, it seems like that win's lit a fire under it because Ortega with some speed early, and even the battle for the lead. Banks right on the back bumper of McWhorter, who shuts the door off turn 2.
Holding on to it for another lap here as we go on the back bumper of the 73. This is Joseph McWhorter, and we'll add him to our camera. Driver cam's working here tonight, and there's an onboard. Let's go on the nose camera and show you what he's looking at.
Look at that VR setup, so that's not bad. He's going to be able to kind of feel around this. Look at Banks now, going to go all the way up to the outside lane. And I'm sure we'll see down this backstretch, we'll see him look up. And then, seeing that, check that mirror, see how big of a run Banks is going to get. And look at that run, look at the momentum that outside lane carries. And here into 3, he's going to probably just go down to the inside here. It seems like the top lane seems to be a little bit better in 1 and 2 than it is in 3 and 4. In 3 and 4, you just can't seem to get as much of a run. Although Ortega, trying to prove me wrong here, is he's got a run on Banks, but, or excuse me, Bell, I don't think he's got much on him right now.
Yeah, the track's still coming in. These guys going to find their place, and multi-groove racing kind of leads to this. One will change to the other, and these guys will go back and forth. It's all based off preference. Whatever you feel confident going into this race running, you should probably stick with that. And the top 5 kind of changes hands here. Chuck Sweeting falls back to the 6th spot. That's what we like to see, right?
Love that. 4 different lanes, man. It's been a while since we've seen that. Homestead, one of those tracks that can definitely provide a lot of that. Tracks that come to mind, Atlanta, the older Atlanta, I should say, and this track, Chicagoland, Fontana, where we can see multiple lanes being used, and Homestead, another one where we normally see in real life, you got guys, especially Kyle Larson, up on the outside wall, inches away from him. Tyler Reddick, love doing that. And then you got guys more willing to be on the bottom, like a Kevin Harvick, who's retired now, but I love seeing guys being able to search around for grip. But, not only 2 months ago, we weren't able to really see. Everybody had been glued on the bottom. With this new dynamic track update, you're able to see everybody go and just use what lane they think is going to make them faster, get clean air to the nose, be able to choose where they want to go and think and put it more in the driver's hands. And I think the more we put it in the driver's hands, the better we're going to be able to see racing. For not only for us in the broadcast booth, it's more fun for the drivers, and obviously for all you guys watching, it's always good to see it. Ortega going to get by Bell down the backstretch, was able to use that outside lane. Tell you what, man, outside lanes, it's coming in. The more rubber it's getting up there, and I think the more the cars run on the bottom, it's putting more heat in. The outside lane's cooler, and right now Ortega is using it to his advantage. Look at that run he gets.
Yeah, all over the back bumper of Banks now, on the outside of Bell. They're going to take the line away from him. That was what I was just about to mention. the outside has been fast, but he's able to get back on the throttle a little bit sooner because he's not in that dirty air, but they take it away from him, and you see Bell makes a pretty good prevail on the inside. Now the back side by side in the entrance of 3 and 4, and teammates working together, I would say here, as Banks goes high.
Yeah, Banks going high, Bell on the inside, then you got Ortega and Lacatus behind them, and a little bit of, probably about 5-6 car lengths to Klinger in the 09 car behind them, and then Sweeting right behind Klinger. And right now, they got a decent enough of a gap that they can kind of race this hard, but I'm curious to see, as we're only 15 laps into this run, when we get to lap 40, how are these guys going to be going? Because I feel like this race, at least this first run, is going to provide a lot of comers and goers. And right now, I think what we're seeing is it getting very, very tight together. But I think as more laps get put on these Goodyear Eagles, that we're going to see this field really, really start to spread out. And I think that's where you're going to see, more. That's really where the comers and goers are going to get to here. But man, Ortega and Bell have been going at it for like the last 5 laps, and it's been a good, entertaining battle to watch.
Yeah, side by side here consistently with second through 5th place, I would say. Lacatus is going to join the club here. Gets up on the rear bumper of Bell. Bell has to close the door, and they're going to follow each other into 3 and 4. Another thing that this multi-groove racing kind of produces more green flag because guys are able to avoid each other. There's not a set line they all have to go into when they enter the turn. And, tracks like Richmond where you all have to dive it, into the bottom there if you want any chance to come out of turn 2. And that tends to get guys into each other.
Yeah, and I think, obviously, like you said, more green flag racing with multi-groove. But just tell you what, though, Ortega using that outside lane, I love it, but I just wonder how are his tires going to be, when we get to lap 40, and are they going to be, roasted off? And I tell you what, he's really
peeking to the outside. He just
tight here. Bell overdrove, but man, Ortega gets to that right rear of Banks, and that's going to allow him to get to that outside, and he's making such great time up there. I mean, I think McWhorter's going to have a fight on his hands right now, although has McWhorter been saving is the question. And how about this 3 wide for 3rd? Lacatus all the way on the inside lane. Bell up in the
gets
middle, really
loose.
loose. And Banks on the outside going to be able to barely hold off Lacatus. And now here comes Chad Klinger in the 09 car down to the inside lane and following Lacatus there as well. How about Casey Lacatus having a good run so far inside the top 5? Had a good run at Daytona, if I remember right. And, man, I'll tell you what, the race has been hot and it's been really, really entertaining so far.
Check it back here in 8th position. There's the reigning inaugural season champion of SNR, Jeff Wright. He started in 11th, having a quiet night so far. They're still racing up here at 2nd through 5th position.
On each other.
Yeah.
Love it. Bell threw a nice slider on Joshua Banks, and Banks crossed him over. Lacatus was on the inside lane and kind of switched him here, and you see Banks going to carry that, Bell's going to carry that momentum all the way on the outside lane. And look at that, he'll carry that momentum all the way into turn 1, go down to the inside, take away Banks' line. Banks has to force to go to the middle. Lacatus and Klinger right there behind him.
Close.
Man,
I thought Klinger was going to get into him.
Tell you what, man, this is the best racing I've seen at Homestead in quite some time, being able to see all these guys going all over the racetrack. I love this. This is what real racing is like on these ovals, and man, loving these guys. Look, you got 4 or 5 different cars in 5 different lanes. There's just nothing better than that. I love it. Ooh.
A little bit deeper in the field, though, outside of the top 10. They're racing like this is kind of in the same front. A little bit deeper in the field. There's Max Koss was going at it with Brian Hennings for the 15th, 16th position. So Hennings is going to move up 1. Started back. Well, he's back to where he began this race.
Look up ahead of them. Mikulski, Sweden, Carwile, Massey, Hatchell, all going out of here. It's just outside the top, or just inside and outside the top 10. These guys all over the racetrack as well. I'll tell you what, Banks is starting to fall off here. He's lost 3 positions and might even lose a 4th one here off turn 4 in the last few laps. I mean, 35's kind of slowly falling off, and Bell seemed to get some new life in that 15 car. He's started turning up the heat. He got by Ortega pretty quick.
So nobody's been able to really chase down McWhorter since the 35 of Banks was last at his rear bumper. They got to race him back here and let him pull away about 3/10, and it's stayed pretty much the same since then. McWhorter leads another lap this time by. That's going to be 20 of them out of 23. Bell has the other 3, I believe. Actually,
I believe he does. McWhorter's been really fast, but I think Bell, maybe he's saving those tires earlier in that run where he got passed by Ortega. And I think Ortega, now like we were talking about earlier, we're using that outside lane. He's falling back and forth. Lacadas has worked his way up into third. Klinger and Wright are also starting to move their way up through the field as well. They're 5th and 6th.
Well, it's that discipline factor now. See, you got Ortega, who's plenty quick, but you got to save the tires. You got to have something for the end of this run. Quick in the first half, but once he crossed that halfway threshold through here, it looked like the car's just starting to fall off. He's going to lose another position. Klinger on the inside. Jeff Wright starting to turn up a little bit. He's going to work his way into the top 5, so Mr. Domination. So we see 63 a cost there in that frame.
Was that Massey that had a big moment there off of turn number 2?
It was either Massey or Cost. I couldn't tell there. That low angle camera kind of made it difficult. I saw it was a Ford.
Tell you,
Bob and
Wright's
Weaving.
got some speed. He's really been. He's now underneath Klinger here for 5th, and they've run up on Ortega pretty quick.
Not able to get him clear.
Outside lane.
And that's what it does. I mean, we've seen that at pretty much every track, even before Dynamic Track Days. If there was an outside line and you could run it up there, yeah, you could get a good exit and just stay with them. But that kind of frustrates drivers on the inside because they might have the run. They'll dive it down deep here again with 48 right. What frustrates you the most is that every lap that this goes on, where the guy pins you down to the bottom, it's another lap the guy in front of you pulls away. Yeah, and it's eating up your tires.
Yeah, it's multiple things that go against you there. And Banks battling with Massey. Massey, who had that bug moment down the backstretch, going underneath Banks here, man. I'll tell you what, Banks pinning him low here. Massey got to get out of the gas. Whew, man, that was almost an instant there in the middle of 3 and 4. Just wondering, man, how Banks is falling off a little bit right now. Oh, man.
He's struggling.
Straight away. Yeah, he just doesn't have the grip at the moment.
And now he's finding himself falling almost out of the top 10. That's what you do though in the first stint of the race. You gotta kind of play with the tires, see what the limit is, and then maybe plan accordingly for your next run. See if you can save some. Find that line where you can save it.
Yeah, this track's always been about being easy, but as they say, slow and steady wins the race. And I think that's always been a key to being fast and Homestead. Being on your marks, obviously being up on that top lane, it takes such persistence. You don't want to overstep the limit because obviously, you know, you can get up, you're closer to the wall, you get into it a little bit closer. But I think another thing is, dude, those tires, man. If you can save your tires and really kind of just inch your way forward, it helps so much. Zeke Mikulski way up the racetrack, he's going to get really close to the outside wall. And I'm assuming if this top race starts really, really coming in, if we're going to see guys really get up on the wall, like, you know, inches, Larson's line.
Like a Darlington race, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, we've seen it a little bit here. We did a broadcast for VRX. We saw some guys, but the problem is there's a fine line between wall cushion and then just getting up in the marbles. It's kind of invisible here on iRacing.
They'll start to develop here. And how about this? Bell challenging Joseph McWhorter for the lead here. I think he's going to have to throw one of them classic slide jobs as he almost gets into the door of the 73 off of 4. And now he'll have to rework it, and McWhorter pulls about 2-3 car lengths on him.
Gonna try it again, dives it deep into the corner.
Goodness.
That was a stretch, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a good old ascent, I'll tell you that. McWhorter using that outside lane to his advantage though. And I'll tell you what, Seth Hatchell and Ray Massey have been going at it as well. They've really been going at it. Man, this is just classic Xfinity car racing here. Bell really loose on the inside lane there. I think Bell's got a little more pace now than McWhorter. He just hasn't really been able to get it because McWhorter running that bottom or that outside lane with momentum off, but Bell gained so much with clean in on the inside as well. Now McWhorter's going to try to go down and take that line away.
Changing it up, give him some dirty air. So no run there for the 15. Going to get a little bit loose off the exit of 2, and you see that gap grow back up a little bit.
Oh, man, Klinger and Ortega. Look at Hatchell back here. I know it's a good battle for the lead. Look at this. There's 6 cars under a blanket here in the middle of the top 10. All going at it right now. I tell you what, man, this is just great racing here. This is the Homestead I love to see, and glad I don't know if I'll deem it officially back, but I want to say that it's possible it's back because, man, look at this racing we're seeing.
Yeah, it's been an excellent product here tonight. Saturday Night Racing League putting on a heck of a show. 33 laps into this race. We've been clean and green for all 33. Car in the wall.
Klinger and Ortega. Ortega gets clipped, and he spins around, and he taps the inside wall. Klinger also around down the backstretch. As soon as she said we were keeping it clean and green, they got into each other, and it was only about brewing because of how many cars were so close together. And the first caution of the evening going to come out here on lap 33 down the backstretch involving last week's winner, Reggie Ortega. That looked like one of the classics clear but not clear. And this battle had been brewing for 5 or 6 laps, and you got the 09 on the bottom of Klinger. Starts drifting up the track. I think he thought he was clear, and Ortega was just there with the momentum off. Great avoidance by Hatchell there, and then Klinger gets back, taps him around, and takes a nice pop to the inside wall. Both are going to be fixable, but they're going to be hurt for a couple laps.
On board with Ryan Carwile in the 71. He's going to see this pretty much a front row seat to it.
Woof, man.
Yeah.
Right there.
Just stand on the brakes. That's what you got to do sometimes. But pit stop start. We were just about in that window anyway, so predictable that these guys are going to come down pit road. You see.
Oh, yeah. You're wanting some fresh tires.
Oh, for sure. Alex Bell gets the right sides up. And I would assume everybody going to take a 4-tire stop here. Down and away first for the 73. And you see Jeff Wright down and out. Right. 15 of Bell going to win the battle.
Yeah, Bell, first pits box there. Shows you that pole position ain't too bad and ain't too shabby. A good stop from the 15 crew. Bell, a quarter right up to 3rd. Massey up to 4th. Lakatis loses a couple spots and falls back to 5th. And Banks, Carwile, Mikulski, Smith, and Hatchell the top 10. And well, we're under commercial, but we give a quick shout out to the sponsors and see. Get a report from our sponsors. We'll be right back for the restart here at Homestead. I just want to get some love to the sponsors.
There isn't a one-size-fits-all for almost anything in life. So don't settle for a one-size-fits-all setup. Eliminate the frustration in building with an AI-powered personalized toolkit to boost you forward to victory. Optimize your setup and improve your performance over those cookie-cutter builds used by the rest of the pack. Vantage is iRacing.com's first AI setup builder. Save your time and give back to your personal life. Vantage takes any setup for any track and adjusts it specifically to your needs. Choose from over 100 cars for any paved circuit. A custom-tailored experience that's easy to understand and tested to fit any driver style. Subscriptions as low as $8.50 per month. And for a limited time, new members get a 7-day free trial with unlimited access to all Vantage has to offer. Let Orange Speed Vantage free you of the endless loop of testing and get you back on track to victory lane. Visit orangespeedvantage.ai to get started. Back here live at Homestead-Miami. We went 33 laps. Hit it right about at the stint where these guys were going to make green flag pit stops, but ultimately something happens on the exit of turn 2. And the 09 of Chad Klinger, the number 2 of Reggie Ortega, get bundled up there. First caution of the night, but so far a pretty excellent race. And Alec, we get set to go back green. Alex Bell and Joseph McWhorter have been the dominant cars of the day, but now Jeff Wright's in the picture.
And Bell had a heck of a restart there, and getting away here from the field is now side by side for second between McWhorter and Wright, and then Massey, Banks, and Lakatis here so far battling within inside the top 5. And Bell with a great restart in the field now, fanning out down the backstretch here. And the battle on for second McWhorter, blocking the 48 down all the way to the white line down the backstretch.
That didn't matter, though. Jeff Wright was still able to get to the
he's
inside.
gonna get
They're
loose.
really close here. Little door touch, and the 73 holds it up on the outside. They're going to drag race down the front stretch. Bell can't really decide who he wants to take the line away from into one.
And Wright going to get away from McWhorter, and now Wright going to look for the lead on Bell. Lakatos making a pass on Massey behind them, but the battle for the lead going to rage on down the Homestead-Miami backstretch. And into turn number 3, Jeff Wright in the 48, the reigning champion, gets to the lead, and now Bell under pressure from McWhorter and Lakatos. Now about this, Lakatos going to shoot him down to the inside, try to take him 3 wide. Won't be able to do it. Bell and McWhorter now stay side by side into turn number 1.
Lakatos had to really back that corner up. He saw that Bell had overshot that entry, so now chooses to take the inside. He's going to try to get a position regardless of what happens here.
Yes, he is, and man, this top 3 or top 4 really not getting away. And how about this? How about the 03 getting up here as well? I haven't talked about him too much tonight. Noah Mikulski in that AutoZone Chevrolet Camaro, he is starting to work his way up inside the top 5, well inside the top 10, but the top 5 is right in front of him. And how about McWhorter back down to the inside of Wright?
Had it for a brief second there on the entry of 1. Wright's going to have the run down the backstretch with that high line. Got the nose advantage. Wright probably going to elect to go wait. No, he actually takes the middle. Pinches the 73 down. I figured he'd take that high line.
You might think, but I think people are wondering maybe that high line wore off the tires too much, and now guys said, how about Bell shooting it down to the inside? He'll back out of it there, knowing that might not have worked. There goes Wright, using that outside lane, that way outside the lane, the third group. He's gonna have a nice run down the backstretch, and he'll be able to clear McWhorter halfway down the backstretch. Now the fight for second, because here comes Bell underneath the 73 McWhorter. McWhorter goes up to the outside, Bell to the inside. Then teammate of Bell, Lakatos, right behind. Then Mikulski now up into 5th after getting by Ray Massey a lap ago. And now these two gonna, Bell way up the racetrack, almost into the door of the 73.
Running out of racetrack here. These guys racing really hard on lap 42. We still got 100 left. These guys need to dial it back about 10% because we don't want a repeat of what we saw there mid-pack just a moment ago.
Yeah, these cars are all fast and all capable of winning. I can tell you that right now. And, man, I'll tell you what, Bell, all the way on that inside lane, really got some speed in that 15 car at SIP TV next. 15 car really working that inside lane good. He's going to slide up in front of McWhorter, and McWhorter is going to cross him over down the front stretch, side draft him, and now trying to pull down into turn number 1 and get that spot back. But Bell going to pinch him, almost get down to that right rear quarter panel here. McWhorter all the way on the bottom. Bell going to pinch him right there in the middle of the racetrack, although loses the back end, but he's still there.
This all happening right in front of the 50 of Lakatos. He's just trying to find a place to go because these guys keep shuffling back and forth. He's tried to get a pick here 2 or 3 different times. Looks like he's chosen wrong. Almost some contact off of 4.
He tried to cross him over there, just going to stay behind him. Now he'll go down to the inside. He'll shoot it down there. Bell sends it underneath McWhorter. Can he keep it down there? Jeff Wright going to take the line of both of them away here. Now Bell going to move with the racetrack. They door each other off of 2. Bell holds on to it, but McWhorter now has the run, and he'll try to clear to turn 3. Won't be there. Won't be able to because Bell is still there on the inside.
Now giving him some dirty air and repeat of what we saw earlier. These guys got the racing really hard, and I fear that Bell might end up in the same boat that Joshua Banks did, where he's just pushing. He keeps diving it down to the entry at the bottom here, sending it really deep. 20 laps from now, Bell could be finding himself outside the top 10 because we saw the 35 fall really quickly after that point.
Yeah, he did, and right now, Banks, after falling back, hasn't really been able to recover. Sitting solidly in 7th, probably knows what to do for this run if we get another long run like we did the last time. So right now everybody's kind of settling down, riding on that inside lane. So that battling that we saw from 3rd and 4th, I think I think that was something that Jeff Wright wanted to see, because he's been able to kind of settle down a little bit in front of these guys in the clean air, not being able to do too much at the moment when it comes to being able to attack. And I think right now he's going to have to clean air and better tires.
So checking in a little bit through the field here, Chuck Sweeting, who was up in this top 5 a moment ago. He's in the 9th position, inside of Ryan Carwile right now for 8th, trying to work his way back up there. He started in the 2nd position, but it seems like this track has kind of evolved rather quickly, and the 75 didn't adapt to it in time. Now trying to find himself back up in the top 5. Ryan Carwile in the 71, he was just able to dodge the 09 and the number 2, Klinger and Ortega, after they bounced the wall, and so he's living to fight another day. And checking in with Reggie Ortega, your Daytona winner. He's back in the 20th position after that spin. He has repaired some of that damage, but still a little crinkle there in the fenders, and he probably has a little bit of side effects of handling, as you see him behind Bryce Shoemaker.
He definitely does, and right now it's affecting him, and I think even Chad Klinger has been affected by that damage. He was a lap down in 24th. Might even go 2 laps down, because Jeff Wright's only a half a straightaway behind. And I'll tell you what, though, battle for second, heating up again. McWhorter and Bell are side by side. Lakatos and Mikulski are right there to pounce if these two get together or slow each other up enough.
Lakatos getting the nose again, trying to follow suit with whoever makes the position. He might choose to just run the middle to save those tires. Let these guys keep duking it out, because every lap that goes by, they burn their stuff up. He's going to have to be in a situation where he has to chase down Jeff Wright, and running in that dirty air, trying to go to the inside, that's probably not helping the 50.
He loosened McWhorter up there, and that allows Bell to carry that momentum on the outside. Lakatos could have realistically taken him 3 wide if he wanted to, but now Bell going to try to get ahead and take that air away from McWhorter, who loses the nose in the air, and Lakatos has to give him a little room. And here comes Mikulski with the big run up on the outside. You can see on the right side of your screen, was Chad Klinger coming down to pit road, and now Bell holds on to second. Now Lakatos trying to get third away from McWhorter, and even Mikulski there in 5th trying to get by both of these guys and crack into the top 3.
I think that 73 is starting to handle a little ill. You see him getting loose out of the exits of these corners every lap. It starts to happen more frequently, and that time by, he loses the position. Finally, Bell able to clear him. Now Lakatos almost makes quick work of him here.
Nope, can't do it. Lakatos couldn't do it there off of 4. He had it for a second, but give him some room there and let him get back up to the outside here. And now Lakatos still trying to fight on that inside, just can't really do anything at the moment. And now McWhorter on that outside lane, going to carry momentum down the backstretch, going to get that spot and hold on to it. And now Lakatos going to have to find another way around him. I think if you're the guy trying to pass, you got to get to that outside lane and get to the right rear quarter panel.
I need to take a page out of Alex Bell's book, where he's just diving it in there so deep that he slides.
Slide job.
Yeah, slide it up in front, and then you're pretty much guaranteed that the guy's either going to have to let off or he runs you over. This early in the race, I think the guy's going to choose to let off, not risk taking you both out.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, early to go, still 90 to go, but I think, once we get to halfway, or a little bit past halfway, then we'll start seeing guys get more aggressive with moves. And that's one thing that makes a difference between a good race car driver and a great race car driver, is knowing when to make your moves and how aggressive, or when to turn up your aggression. And man, look at those fresh tires on Chad Klinger, just blows by the guys on even just, what is it, 17 laps?
17 laps, not even at 20 laps yet. We're not even halfway through this stint, but came down pit road at about lap 35, I believe.
We did, yeah. And looking at the lap times right now, they're about a second off of their best laps already in this run. I'll tell you what, Bell starting to run right back down, and he's slowly but surely reeling him in.
Well, I'm hearing the 48 car, he's actually clutching it through these corners as well, so he's saving fuel.
Trying to one-stop it, maybe.
Interesting here. So that's maybe what you're seeing there with Bell catching up to him. We can let the cat out of the bag. Sorry, Jeff, we didn't mean to let everybody know what you're doing, but yeah, we just heard the clutch pedal there for the 48.
Yeah, and you never know. Try to one-stop here. If you can get it to maybe, if you're able to get it somehow to lap 95, you can make it all the way to the end, or even lap 90. Give yourself a shot to maybe clutch and coast it all the way to the line, for another 50-lap run if it's possible.
I don't know.
Interesting strategy.
They know something we don't. So Lakatos is backed off of McWhorter. Now we've got Noah Mikowski looking to the inside. Yeah, Klinger on those fresh tires, and
Yeah,
it looks like he's got most of that damage fixed as well.
Yeah, he's making his way up in the field at the moment with those fresher tires, but he's obviously trying to be respectful and get by guys the way, not to hold any of them up, and he's doing that right now with those fresher tires. And how about this? Ray Massey to the inside of Mikulski here for 5th. These two have ran down Lakatos as well.
Onto the high side here for the 03.
Oh, he sent it in there hard. I think he sent it in too hard there. He's going to give up that position. If Massey can clear up here, I don't think he will.
Yeah, and if you're the 03 right there, you need to come in a little bit higher if you're going to run that line. That was a little bit too low on the entry.
Oh, man, look at this. Massey going to get 1, and he might get the 2-for-1 special here off of 3. It's going to get tight with Lakatos sliding up. Mikulski might be able to get, oh, they bounce off each other between the 23 and the 50. And look at this, 3 wide for 4th. Mikulski on the outside, Massey in the middle, and Lakatos all the way on the inside lane. And these guys still going to be 3 wide off of 2, although Lakatos losing the rear end a little bit, but he slides at the track.
Oh.
He hits it to Massey. They bounce off each other. And Mikulski goes by both of them.
Ran out of track there for the 50, and now the 03 benefits from that. He's not out of the woods yet, though, because Ray Massey gets a good run into 3 and 4. He's going to be right door to door with him on the exit of 4. Down the front stretch, across the line. Mikowski has it this time. Still no hole yet, so he can't run to the bottom. Now he finds it and able to take the line away. That's what he's probably wanted to do for a couple laps. He just hadn't been able to clear him.
Oh, he got in the gas too soon there, and that is going to allow for, oh, yeah, now he got loose. That's going to allow Massey to have a nice run. He'll cross over now, goes high and then low, and Massey going to try to get it back around, hitting Mikulski here for 4th. McWhorter's pulled away a little bit away from these guys, and the battle for the lead is kind of stabilized at the moment. How about behind them, Banks and Carwile, and Lakatos Sweeting as well going at it, and still side by side here for 4th between Massey and Mikulski. Seem to be battling for about the last 10 laps, and finally Massey's going to get that position here off of turn number 2, and Massey moves up to 4th. Mikulski back down to 5th, and here comes Banks and Carwile in the 71, even Sweeting in the 75, closing up, getting by Lakatos.
This car is starting to evolve. You're seeing guys move to the bottom a little bit more. Not as many takers on the high line that we saw at the beginning of this race. It's interesting.
It is. I hope we get to see guys kind of get more up to the outside. We just really haven't been able to see it this run, as like you said, we did in the early part of the run. And tell you what, man, that 23 car, I know he's 1.3 seconds back, but he's got some speed, and he's took him a while to get by Mikulski and Lakatos, and now he's caught McWhorter relatively quickly. And right now, if he can find a way to get by him, set his eyes on the leaders, especially if the leaders get to battling, I think he's got a chance here. He's got some speed in that 23 Ford Mustang.
Lap number 60 completed. On to lap 61, Jeff Wright takes over the lead. After that restart, made quick work of a couple different drivers. Got around Alex Bell, and Massey's on his way, but pass to the inside here on the exit of 2.
Oh, Lakatos and Sweeting almost got into each other off of 2, but yeah, battle for 3rd on the racetrack. Massey in the 23 on the inside, and on the outside, the 73 of Joseph McWhorter. I think Massey, if he can get up here, he might be able to, but man, that outside lane just carries so much momentum. Won't be able to do it here. They needed to it. He's just got, I think Massey's got just a little bit more speed than the 73 here, and if he can just get to the gas sooner, he should have a chance here of clearing, although McWhorter's not going to let him go. He's still going to run the outside, although McWhorter gets loose. Just can't clear up here. He's got to make quick work because he is costing himself valuable time.
Onto the high side
here,
there.
He's got it right here.
If he can slide up, but he hasn't been sliding up to take that lane away. There it is.
Yeah, he should here. I don't think McWhorter's going to be racing him here. I think he knows that Massey's a little bit faster. So there goes Massey up to 3rd. McWhorter back to 4th. And now here comes Mikulski trying to take advantage of him as well.
The top 5 spreads out a little bit. You got a battle between 5th through 7th position. Carwile on Banks, Banks on Mikowski. These drivers tighten up the field, slowly working their way up to 3rd place Ray Massey, and I venture to say that probably all the way back to 9th if Lakatos can get the car back under him. We could tighten this battle back up. Chuck Sweeting going to be a part of it as well very soon. As you see him trimming down the lap times at 30.013. All the 3 of the drivers in front of him a 10th slower.
Oh, Mikulski had a big moment there next to Banks, and that was almost an incident there. And these guys going at it hard, and Carwile actually seems to be the fastest of these guys battling. He's faster than Massey, faster than McWhorter. He's been faster than Banks and Mikulski here. So that 71 Virginia Tech cargo hookies, he's starting to have some speed.
Check back in with Ray Massey. He's since maintained that gap. He's got about a 10th in front of him here. A 2nd in front of him, and then a 10th to Bell. The battle for the lead. This kind of went stagnant here.
It has. Bell's been about 3 or 4 tenths around there. He just hasn't.
Yeah, they're
been able
matching
to
lap
get next
times.
to him. Yeah, they really are. And Jeff Wright, obviously with the clean air, is going to, even if they're matching, he's going to just have that upper hand because of the clean air. So, although Bell's trying, and he's not letting him get out of his sights, and I think that's the one thing he's got to manage for the next 20 laps is don't let that 48 get out of your sights.
Massey a little bit faster. Just want to say Massey a little bit faster than Bell that time by.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I think Massey, he's been the fastest car so far in the last 10 laps. That 23 car is really starting to turn up the heat here. And 1.3 seconds, it's possible here. And if Bell and Wright get to battling, I think it's for sure possible that he can run them down. So, and how about this back here? You got 72 is Smith. On board with Caleb Woodley in the 13. How about Austin Bolke in the 89 car? He's worked his way almost inside the top 10. Started shotgun on the field, or 23rd, and oh man, Weekly sends it to the inside lane. Is that what I think that is?
Yeah, it is. It's absolutely what you think it is.
Oh boy, yeah, we'll get a whole lot of Taylor.
Oh man,
during the Bills game. Oh man.
Go back and watch that on the replay.
He made sure to clear himself there. Shut the door on the 72 car. Yeah, we're battling there with Jonathan Smith in the 72 car, and Weekly said, that's my spot, and I don't care whether you want it or not. Get in front of him there, and 72 put the bumper to him, but he kept on chugging along, and Weekly gets that spot, sets size on Bulke in the 89. Hatchell not too far ahead from the 89 of Bulke, and Bulke's running him down a little bit, so. Like what I'm seeing here, man. Got some good racing the covers and goers here, and it's been really good. Although Caleb Woodley, man, Taylor Swift car.
Yeah. Well,
oh man,
he's a big fan.
I'm gonna hate on the music taste. I know we're gonna get a lot of Taylor Swift tomorrow during that Chiefs and Bills game, but you know, it's all right.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
I think they showed her on screen longer than they showed any of the Chiefs.
Yeah. I don't know about you, Bradley, but you feeling 22?
I don't know. I don't know. Okay, Jeff Wright, he's leading here. 69 laps into this race. Alex Bell, 7/10 back. He's lost a lot of ground. He's actually falling back to Ray Massey. He lost about 3/10. This time by, he loses another 2/10. 23 car on the way. Yep. And he's faster than the leader, Jeff Wright, that time by.
Oh, man, a moment on the front stretch between Bobby Patricia and Max Cost in the 63. Is that the Below Double Yellow Racing League sponsor? It's a good-looking scheme there. And how about the 82 there? Trevor Project, I believe. That's what I'm looking at there from Bobby Patricia. In the 82 car, using that outside lane around Max Cost. And then there's Brian Hennings right ahead of Patricia in the 74 car.
Patrica. Yeah, there it is. Patrica. Yeah. Yeah, it's not the first time that's happened. Yeah, we went over that in the first Clash race. Yeah, so Bobby Patrica started 18th, and yeah, he's up to 17th position. Another name I need to mention this. Got a little talk, a little chat there in the pre-race. This driver right here has some history in real life behind the wheel, and back in the 1988 champion driving. He's actually from Canada, but he's had a variety of different racing And I want to say it's NASCAR affiliated.
I want to say I recognize the name. We got some pit stops.
Yeah, we are. He told me at pre-race. That's there's a 43 Shoemaker down pit road.
Shoemaker and
Melky down there as well.
Okay, yeah. You know, I think I've heard the name. I'm not sure if has he made a start in the Pinty series.
I have to get more details on that. He's in his 60s. I know that, and he talked about 30 years of experience behind the wheel. That's a long history. So he's new to iRacing. He's new to the Discord, and he just joined up here with SNR to begin this season. Said he had a ton of fun there at Daytona. It was the most fun he's had in a long time. So here he is for week 2.
Tell you what, though, we got some pit stops here. Pit cycle starting. Banks brought it in. Bell's already came in, and now
there's Massey
has brought it in.
Carlisle.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna have to force the hands of Jeff Wright to probably bring it down pit road soon. Although he's gonna stay out one more lap, so short pit might be able to work. Although the question is Wright trying to one-stop this thing?
No more takers on pit road yet. Jeff seemed like he was committed to stretching this out as far as he could. You see Joshua Banks is 2.4 seconds back. I think Bell has been down pit road as well. He's back out on the racetrack. In 17th here.
Well, the one thing that could hurt them is a caution coming out. That would probably be the worst thing for that strategy. Although right now, Bell and Massey and even McWhorter are the first 3 cars on fresh tires. Look at this. So you see Bell blow by Jeff Wright here, who's got 36 lap fresher tires. So that's obviously going to help these guys unlap themselves and then gain even more time on Wright. And right now, this hurts Wright a little bit because they're forcing him to get out of the line right there and out of his, kind of get him out of his rhythm, really, to say. And that's hurting him right now. And I'll tell you what, oh, baby, man, Carl out of fit through a hole there, getting by Mikulski and Sweeting. 31 car, Keith Shoemaker into pit road. Reggie Ortega into pit road, and believe our leader's staying out another lap. So I gotta think that he's gonna be trying to one-stop this. And Banks now bringing it to pit road.
Watch the tachometer on this machine. How far is he going to stretch it, though? I mean, Alec, we see 41 laps on this stint. Really, realistically, this is about the pit window for everybody. Can Jeff go that distance? I don't know that he's really getting an advantage from this.
If you're staying out this much, obviously, number 2 things. Jeff's got to have a lot of confidence in himself, thinking that he's got the speed. Number 2, you're going to be on the offense as well, where Bell, McWhorter, and even Massey, they're going to have to be on defense because they're going to be on older tires. And if Wright has the pace, I would have to think that he can probably run him down if he's on 5 or 6 lap fresh tires. The problem is you're giving up a lot of time staying out, and he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, he's champion for a reason.
Yeah.
But what I worry about here is that if we have a caution, this strategy completely out the window here.
No, the caution's going to help him if that's the case. Caution will help because these guys have already put 5, 6 laps on their tires. They're probably going to have to stay out, and Jeff will have fresher tires. The issue is if you go too long, you have to pit, and then a caution comes out, and then I think you're more in a pickle here. Right now, a caution comes out, Jeff Wright's in a good spot. I just wonder if he's staying out this long, how much time is he going to lose to the 1573 and 23?
And if he was going to make it in one stop, he has to go all the way to lap 100. That's just not going to happen. I don't foresee him playing soft and clutching it for the last stint. So he's going to have to run it wide open to catch these guys or stay ahead of them. This is going to be tough.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough.
Lap 80 coming around here. See 44 on the stint. We would have 60 remaining, so to split this in the middle, he's got to get 55 laps, I guess.
Yeah.
That's a stretch.
56. So yeah, if he can go another 10 laps, I think he would be relatively close to making it, but it's going to be tough.
A couple guys still out there on this stint. Right there with him, you got Noah Mikulski, Chuck Sweeting, and You're about 5 seconds
Down
back
side
in the
by side
lead.
for a while.
Yeah. So they're kind of on the same strategy. And, you know, we don't know the exact number. Some of these guys might have just short pitted because the tires were just, you know, gone from driving so hard there at the beginning of this run. And some of the guys back here that you're seeing, maybe we're in conservation mode. So, you know, Jeff's clutching it. He'll go further than any of these guys right on board here with Mikowski to see. But, yeah, they're not clutching like Jeff is, so they're going to pit a little sooner.
And Bell's worked up in the 9th currently, in the quarter, about to get by in the 10th. So getting by the 14 of Chris Sawyer in that Tennessee Vols Cargo Vols, as they had a relatively decent college football season and won the bowl game against Iowa. But yeah, right now there's Max Cost bringing it down pit lane as well. But Bell and McWhorter only 24 seconds back from Jeff. They're going to pull out about 10 seconds if Jeff was to pit now. So I don't know if the strategy's going to work, but we'll see. He's got to go at least another 8 to 9 laps.
And he's getting loose. This car's starting to handle a little bit ill. I'm back on the clutch here into 3 and 4. This race, 1 caution here tonight. We've had 5 lead changes. And we're cycling through green flag pit stops. When does Jeff Wright decide to bring it down? We'll find out. We're going to take a quick commercial break here live on V-Speed at the Homestead-Miami Speedway. Back live, Saturday Night Racing League, right after this.
Introducing Tractor USA, the best way to buy and sell premium ag and construction equipment. Tractor USA was designed to be straightforward, simple, and affordable with zero commission and live auctions every week. Tractor USA auctions offer the finest selection of pre-owned tractors, combines, and other ag and construction equipment from across the United States and the world. Simply go to tractorusa.com to get started today.
One-size-fits-all for almost anything in life. So don't settle for a one-size-fits-all setup. Eliminate the frustration in building with an AI-powered personalized toolkit to boost you forward to victory. Optimize your setup and improve your performance over those cookie-cutter builds used by the rest of the pack. Vantage is iRacing.com's first AI setup builder. Save your time and give back to your personal life. Vantage takes any setup for any track and adjusts it specifically to your needs. Choose from over 100 cars for any paved circuit. A custom-tailored experience that's easy to understand and tested to fit any driver style. Subscriptions as low as $8.50 per month. And for a limited time, new members get a 7-day free trial with unlimited access to all Vantage has to offer. Let Orange Speed Vantage free you of the endless loop of testing and get you back on track to victory lane. Visit orangespeedvantage.ai to get started. Back here live from Homestead, Jeff Wright brings it down pit road on lap 87. So that puts him right there about where we were talking about. Alec, he's in the window to make this in one stop, but he's going to have to save just as much as he did the last run.
And look at this. Alex Bell, who pitted 17 laps ago, has already went by him. Same with Joseph McWhorter. And Ray Massey. So these guys still are going to have one more pit stop to go. Jeff Wright, who's getting service to his car right now, well, it's going to be it for him. And how about Seth Hatchell, who's stayed out? He's going to bring it in this time. So Jeff Wright and I would say Seth Hatchell are the two guys are going to try to stretch it all the way out on fuel.
Hatchell a little bit further behind. He was deep in the field here. He was outside the top 5. He'll have a little bit of a disadvantage there on that run, but still could salvage a top 3 day with the one-stop race, barring that everything stays clean here.
Yeah, so what we're talking about with Jeff and the possibility of him going either offensive.
Whoa, look at this.
Oh.
Bell blocking the 13
Bell.
all the way down the backstretch for whatever reason.
Well, I think
13
Weekly was
car.
trying to get his lap back. I think
Yeah.
Bell was trying to let him go, and Weekly was trying to go down there, so.
Not sure what that was all about.
Yeah.
Hopefully just some miscommunication and no bad blood there. 13 was all the way down to the apron on the entrance of 3. Thought we were going to have a caution.
And I tell you what, Bell's got a decent pace over McWhorter, and I think Massey, who's got 2 lap fresher tires than Bell, and we talked about his run getting down. It's possible that Massey at the end of this run might have something for Bell and McWhorter. So could we be talking about maybe Ray Massey, Bell, and McWhorter they're going to all have to run down Hatchell and Wright. So
We saw a first-time win from the 23 as well here on V Speed. I do believe. Yeah, I think so. Am I wrong on that? I believe the 23,
Well,
or he was close.
Yeah, I think he's been close a couple times. I know the races that I've broadcasted with him. I've done a couple here, and he's been close. And even BTDY, he's been pretty close on Tuesday nights as well. So he just hasn't broken out for that win, and I think it's coming soon in one of these series. He's been
Yeah, it was a second place, I
so
believe,
good.
in BTDY that he
Yeah.
led a lot of laps, and then just right there at the end couldn't defend off some hard chargers at the end of the race. We've seen it
that was
time and
another
time
race
again.
not too long
Yeah.
ago where he had a really good chance at winning. Unfortunately, got caught up in an incident, but I wouldn't put it past him, man. He's been knocking on the door for a win in one of these leagues, and he's a really good driver, very consistent, and I just think he's just knocking on the door for the win, and I think he's one of those guys. Once he gets that win, man, who knows what this guy can do?
Right. Once you
All
get
it
that,
takes.
once you get that milestone crossed, it just kind of
Yeah, it opens
weight
the door.
lifted off, right?
Yeah, the floodgates open, and you know that it just boosts your confidence. I think a perfect example of that was in the Xfinity Series last year with I don't know if you've heard of him, but Riley Herbst. You know, he struggled, was in Gibbs cars, then went to Stuart Haas thinking, was he going to be able to do anything? Really wasn't a factor. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, has a dominating win at Vegas, and then he doesn't finish outside the top 5 for the rest of the season. So
Yeah.
well, it
They
takes-
found something.
Yeah.
Here is Seth Hatchell going up the middle between Brian Henningsen and Reggie Ortega. What a shame here for the two. Ever since that happened, these guys have stayed green, and he hasn't had an opportunity to come down pit road and fix that damage. Top 5 car in that 2 car for sure tonight.
Now, if you're right, if you're Hatchell, if you're Sweden, you're Mikulski, don't cause caution, because this strategy can help you guys. Caution will ruin the strategy here.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they'll be the cause of it, but they're in a situation where they gotta have everyone else on point. They gotta be clean. Watching Alex Bell, he's still got that 1.2 second gap, and it's been a stretch here in the race going as clean as it has with the multi-groove racing and the lines. Everybody down on the bottom now. It's single filed out. There's no reason really to run the top unless you're trying to make a pass.
Yeah, no, yeah. Right now, just run the line that saves tires, keep the tires under you, and yeah, I mean, it's what you got to do is just keep tires under you, and now, especially like if you're Hatchell, you're right, and you got to make pass on the outside, go ahead and do it. But if you're you're Bell, you're McWhorter, or even Massey, just keep it down there, keep care of your stuff, set up for that long run because you're gonna have one more pit stop. And speaking of pushing it right now, how about Massey? I think there's another guy we're counting out here who's also got a chance. That's 71 of Ryan Carwile. Pitted the same lap as Massey, and he's only 7/10 behind him. These two have fresher tires in the 73 and the 15, so Carwell and Massey have a shot.
On board with the 23 car, Massey. We talked to him in pre-race there and let him know that we had our camera links up, and he got really shy. I think he said he races without pants on or something. I don't know exactly what the reason was, but yeah, they actually backed up here with a team. If you look down there in the channel where the 23's hanging out, there, Chris Rude and crew chief in there as well, with David Massey. So he's got a whole group backing him here as he makes a pass for second position.
Any relation between him and David, or his brother, father?
I think it's father-son, I want to say.
How about that? Hey, you got your dad on the box and you got a spot, your friend, buddy spotting for you. I don't see anything problem with that. And how about that? Ray Massey, they get to second here in the corner, trying to cross him over, but Ray Massey's going to let that happen.
I'm going to go high here and try to get some clean air, but yeah, that high line is all but dead right now. Just not coming in.
And then even Carwell, who's not too far behind them either, he's catching McWhorter in the 73 as well, so I think both these Fords, man, they got themselves a chance here.
Yeah, tall order though, 1.7 seconds to Alex Bell. Last time by, Ray was passing McWhorter, so he was a 10th slower. We'll see this time by if Alex Bell is able to hold that lap, or if Massey's going to be a little faster.
I think another good thing for Ray here, and his lap times he's about right even with in there, is now Ray has some clean air to kind of use to his advantage. He's been behind McWhorter, and he's been behind some traffic there that running. Now he's finally got clean air, so this is, I think, where you're going to start going here and pushing this car, and right there.
Well, we'll see what he can do, right? Yeah, I mean, not so much that he's going to push, but now I think now is just a situation where he can nurse those tires back to health and drive his line. He doesn't have to worry about the things going on in front of him. A couple tenths there that lap, so he actually is carving away.
Yeah, man, 3 tenths right there.
Yep.
That's what he needs to do if he wants to get a chance. And remember, these guys are going to pit probably within the next 10 laps. So if you're Massey, you want to start running Bell down and get as close as you can and pit with him.
Yep. So we talk about that. Jeff Wright, he's sitting back.
6th.
About 6th position. Yeah, he's 9 seconds back from the lead. I mean, he didn't lose too much time by doing that, by staying out. I mean, it's not the worst, but with one stop, he's looking good too. I think the 48, the 8, the 23, and the 71. I mean, I know Bell's leading this race, but I don't foresee him having, after these pit stops, I don't foresee him being up front. I think Jeff Wright's going to take over the lead. Bell's going to try to chase him down. Massey's going to probably end up passing Bell.
Do you want to wait till you pit? I mean, let's see.
These guys,
Jeff, he's got about 15 lap fresher tires, and he's
what they got, about 30, 33, 34 laps the last time for most of these guys before they came down?
It was about 40 that last time.
Was it 40?
You're going to be going a little bit less this time.
Jeff went 50...
53.
53? I don't know, man. It's all over the place.
Do it again, so.
Yeah, he absolutely has to if he's going to make it one stop.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens and what these guys can carve out here. I mean, it's going to be tough to run these guys.
Yeah, he's clutching it again. I'm watching. We're on board with him right here. No RPMs into 3 and 4. He's really dragging it. And he might be in a situation where he's getting a little bit of extra into the greens so he can push it for those last couple laps if he has to play defense.
Absolutely. Well, Bell, man, Massey's cut about another 2 tenths off of that last lap. If you're Bell, he's Massey cut it down. I think you got to think.
Full tenth there. Soon. Yeah, 35.042 and a 34.962. About exactly a tenth. But this time by, Bell gets really loose off the exit of 4, and this one I think is going to sting a lot. Nope,
yeah,
just a tenth.
I mean, about a tenth, but every 10th man matters. And how about Carwell getting by McWhorter into pit road? First of the top 5 to bring it down. See, Wright just got by him, so we'll see how much time he's going to lose.
Couple other takers back there in the background. You got Belky and looks like the 14.
Sawyer.
Yeah.
Quarter stop all done here.
The 14 to Sawyer actually parking it for the night.
Yeah.
So he's done. Not sure. He was a couple laps down, so just decided Ray Massey's going to take over the lead because now Bell is down, and you probably said that as I was trying to figure out what happened to the 14 car.
Yeah, and there comes Bell. He's in, and Massey stays on another lap, so makes you wonder what can he be able to do?
I don't know what's going on here with the 15 of Bell, but it's taken a long time to get this car serviced.
14.6, that wasn't a great stop. McWhorter had a, let's see, he had a 14.2. I think McWhorter's going to get by. He's going to get trapped behind Bell in the middle of 3 and 4, or 1 and 2. It's going to hold him up.
Yeah, and he didn't have the greatest down the pit road either for Bell.
Yeah, no, I don't think McWhorter's going to be able to get by him. Nope, McWhorter won't be able to get by him, although he's going to have at least heat in the tires to maybe try to get him here. Here comes Carlisle to pit road. Massey's in pit road. He's leaving it right now. How far is he going to fall behind Bell and McWhorter here? Massey had a 14.3. He had a couple tenths here, but Bell going to get by. So is McWhorter. But the question is, how much time is he going to lose to him?
Yeah, down pit road. Had a good stop. I mean, 37.4 in the box. That's faster than Bell. 14.3 faster pit stop. That's strange. I figured he'd make up more time.
McWhorter's there on Bell. He's going to have to force Bell to push his car probably harder than he wants to. Remember, there's still 32 laps to go. That's a long way on these tires.
Ultimately, Jeff Wright takes over the lead. He gets past
28 seconds behind.
Yeah.
About a straightaway. But we got to remember, he's going to have about 20 lap fresher tires than Jeff. And Jeff's going to have to go 53 laps.
I think Jeff's on the stint that he can do that because he's been clutching since he came back out here on the track. Chuck Sweeting, Seth Hatchell. Yeah, that's a big gap. That's a tall order. I don't know. I mean, a caution comes out, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, 100%. 100% caution comes out. I think Jeff Wright's going to be in a good spot. Comes Banks out of pit road.
Banks able to stay on the lead lap here. Right close to it. But 35 is going to pull away, and he's chasing down the 71 around Carlisle. This is back in the 11th, 12th position. Caleb Weekly, Casey Lakatos, Seth Hatchell. I think Hatchell kind of on the same page with Jeff Wright. I don't know what Sweeting's doing. He's in a new...
Sweeting's 1 lap off of them. So, yes, I think we could throw Sweeting in there as well. 1 lap. Actually, Hatchell pitted the latest. Lakatos is also pitted the same lap as Wright. So, I would say those two, I think Mikulski and Weekly are close, but it's going to be really, really close.
Well, let's find out here. We got just over 30 to go. Or just under 30 to go, rather. And
yeah.
75 kind of throwing a wild card into all this.
Can these guys... Oh, Caleb Weekly up on the outside wall. Gets it off of it, though, but got it pretty decent. Tapped on the entry there, and then in the air of Ortega,
yeah.
Yeah.
So a little right side damage there for...
Yep. There's Massey going on by as well.
Oh, he's rubbing it again.
Oh, man. Going from bad to worse here.
Need to lock it in there. Weekly. Tunnel vision, these long green flag runs, man. They can be torture.
That's true. They can be. Tell you what though, if these guys have cut about 7 seconds out of Wright's lead, and there's still 30 to or 25, more than 25 laps to go.
Well, they're gonna have to pick up based off of this time left. They're gonna have to pick up about 7/10 a lap.
It's gonna be tough. Tough to run these guys down. Although Wright, remember, he's have to go 53 laps. Bell, McWhorter, and most of the rest of the field are gonna have to go about only 40 laps, or excuse me, about 38, 39 laps.
So let's look at the lap times here. We go with Ray Massey at 33.209. Jeff Wright runs at 33.251. Actually, that's the best lap. Sorry about that. 35.034 compared to Ray Massey's 33.6. So that's about a second and a half. That's about where you want to be if you want to chase these guys down. Yeah, they're on track to catch Jeff Wright before the end of this race.
Yeah, they gotta. I just don't know if they're gonna have enough. And right here, where you got two guys side by side for battling for position between the 82 of Bobby Patrica, or what was it? Patrica and Reggie Ortega. Right now, this is not what Bell wants to see. Getting boxed in behind these guys.
He's trying to navigate it.
He's gonna split through the middle here. Patrica's gonna let him go, and now Ortega not gonna let him go either. So remember, Ortega's Jeff Wright's teammate. So
yeah, that'll be a little bit. That won't be as easy.
Yeah, behind them though, Massey's caught McWhorter here.
About to have a battle for what could be the second, third position. Bell, I think, far enough ahead of these guys that he'll be the first one to catch Jeff Wright if they do. And I know you said that you were worried about it, but I think based off the times here, now under 20 seconds, I think they're on track to catch him. Right about.
I don't know.
Right about.
They're going to hit a cliff as well.
Yeah, but I think that Jeff is clutching still. He has to clutch, so he's still going to be off on time.
That's true. And if you're Ray Massey, you got to get by as quick as you can. You got to get by McWhorter. Massey send it up there. He's not going to be able to do it. McWhorter's not going to let him go either. He's going to have to use some of these lap cars as a pit probably.
Time it perfectly and get him into a situation where he makes a mistake as well. He's taking that low line, Massey using the high line, and what we said earlier, the high line really doesn't come into use until you're trying to overtake, and there the door gets shut, but he's got a really good run.
Down to the inside. Can he get here? He's going to have to pin him behind Patrica.
Yeah, Patrica.
Patrica, he's going to have to put him behind him, I think.
Little pinch down on the exit there. He's going to hold Massey to his door, side by side. Patrica now gets to racing in front of him.
And if you're Massey, you got to get by as quick as you can. You can't. There you go. What a sand there. He's going to get him. Now he's got to get by the lap cars as quick as he can. Remember, he's got a lap fresher tires than Alex Bell. Get by Patrica here, and then he's got to get by the two of Ortega. Oh man, I'd like to see these lappers kind of get out of his way here and let him go. And now they're going to race each other. Oh man, I get the racing for position, but man, they're battling. The guys are battling for the lead here.
No, I think Massey just said, okay, I'm taking you 3 wide.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to have to here. He's got to get by both of them. He sent it in there. Oh, man, Reggie's not going to let him go either. And I get it, they're racing, but, you know, they're race battling for a win here. I mean.
Well, it is what it is. I mean, these guys,
down,
they're trying to stay in position for first car lap down, and situation here, Bryce Shoemaker is actually going to have the lucky dog position. And I won't say the words because I spoke it into existence last time, but here we are on lap 121. Yeah, they're that's why I didn't say it. I hinted at it, and look what happens.
Yeah, Ortega almost got into the back of Lacatus there. And now Massey clears all of them. Now it's only a second between him and the leaders. Or excuse me, and the leader of the fresh tires there between Bell. And there's only 13.5 seconds between Bell and Wright. The corner's gotten by Lacatus. And let's point out Lacatus is on the same strategy as Jeff Wright, the same tires. And they worked by him relatively quickly. So how quick can these guys get by one another as Hatchell has gotten by Sweeting for second. Mikulski trying to hold on to fourth, who's only 3 seconds ahead of Bell. Bell is cut in between 12 seconds, and there's still 17 laps to go. Bell is lapping about a second, 0.8 of a second faster. He could get there, but he's got to keep up the lap times.
Looking back from Chuck Sweeting in the 75. He's clutching as well. You got Seth Hatchell, who just got by him for the second position. And then Noah Mikowski. How about that? Up here into the top 5. He's about 2 seconds ahead of Alex Bell. Last time by, there was about 0.8 of a second difference in lap times. But maybe a top 5 day here for Mikowski if he can salvage it.
Yeah, he's got a chance here. I'm sure Noah will probably love a caution because he's going to be really, really stretching on fuel if he can make it to the end.
Yeah, he's 2 laps longer than Jeff Wright, so maybe a late call there, realized that the strategy was available for a one-stop race. Ray Massey, Alex Bell, down to 11 seconds now. 15 laps to go. Or 20, no, yeah, 15. We got 15.
15 to go, yeah, 15 to go. Girl, one right across the line, 15 to go.
My head's in another place, Alec. You know that.
Yeah, I know it is, and I'm trying to do the math here. Yeah, I mean, looking at how much Bell is running him down, he's about 0.6 of a second faster. He's got 10 seconds, about 10 seconds to run down Wright. It is possible.
Yeah, I think they're going to catch him right about 2 to go, based off of the math that I'm.
Ooh, I don't know. It's going to be close.
0.6, and you got 15 laps. Yeah, 10 seconds. I think it's going to be 2 to go.
Man, that'll make it very interesting. If you're right though, and you have enough fuel, when can you start maybe put a little
turn
more
it
gas
back on?
to it?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The question is, how quick can they get by Sweeting? Can they get by Mikulski and all of them too? Because you got to remember, these guys are battling for positions. They're not going to let them go, and these are top positions.
Well, I think Mikowski's in a boat where he can't afford to race with these guys. He can't turn it on, so he's probably going to be the easiest of these top 4. But once they get to Chuck, Seth Hatchell, yeah, that's gonna be a different story, and Chuck will be right there next. No.
And now I think Bell is starting to hit the cliff of tire fall off as well.
Well, that don't count out Ray Massey though.
Massey
He has.
is running him down. Massey's really been running him down. It's possible here. It just depends how quick can they run down right here. We got almost 10 laps to go. They're going to have to cut off a half a second a lap. And right now, they're not doing that.
No.
Massey
and Jeff might be turning it on. Jeff might have just flipped the switch here.
You know, Massey's turning off that half a second, but Bell isn't. And if these two start racing each other, if Bell and Massey start racing each other, I mean, that opens it up more for Jeff Wright. So Bell's going to get by Mikulski here. And now he's got 9 seconds, but now he's still got 11 to go. Excuse me, 11 to go to run him down. So still possible here. Can Jeff Wright hold on and get his first one of the season?
He's led 69 laps here tonight. Coming by to lap number 70 of 10 laps to go. Well, we're not quite at 10 to go. We're going to have to go one more time around, and we'll get that 10 to go mark. Jeff Wright, he is sitting about 8 seconds ahead as that lead dwindles down. Ray Massey, Noah Mikowski getting passed by the 23 just a moment ago. These drivers trying to chase the 48 down.
Yeah,
Do they have enough time?
And Bell has ran into the guys that are running in the top 3 here. He's ran up on Chuck Sweeting, and they're going to get close to Seth Hatchell here. This is where Ray Massey needs to make up his time. See, Bell gets by Sweeting with ease. Can Massey now follow suit and get by the 75?
Officially 10 laps to go. Yeah, I mean, it's like these guys turned the switch back on once these guys caught him. They're running pretty.
And the thing about Jeff Wright, he got passed by a couple lap cars, but right now there's not too many more cars that are going to separate him. There's probably 4 cars that are separating with lappers from Bell to Wright here.
So not a lot of ground made up there. Bell gets by Seth Hatchell, who's up on the high line here.
And Bell's going to get by him relatively quick.
Oh, what a crossover, though. I thought they were going to make some contact there out of 2. So they get to race in here, and that helps Jeff. Oh boy.
Racetrack. Good save there from Seth. He'll keep it going, although Bell's going to get forced up wide, and now this should allow Massey to catch up. Not going to make up a whole lot of time, though, so... Now Bell, there's not too many cars. There's 8 seconds separating the 2 with 8 laps. He's going to have to run about a second a lap.
Yeah, these cars that they had to pass kind of throw a wrench into it. I don't think they have enough time now.
And I think I seen Mikulski's brought it down to pit lane, so unfortunately he's not going to be able to make it down all the way on pit road, or make it all the way back on fuel. Oh, man.
So 03 Mikulski's actually going to lose a lot of spots to this. 7.7 seconds, and that lead has pretty much stopped shrinking. Last time by, Alex Bell only 2/10 roughly.
I don't see
they're out of time. I think Jeff's got it.
Yeah, Bell hasn't really been able to take out a big chunk, and I think the problem was that Jeff had stayed out like the perfect amount of time, and Bell I think came in too early to really push the tires enough to get there. But I just think that the cliff that they hit at about lap 20 was just too much.
Well, in good fashion, though, Jeff Wright showing why he was the champion last season. In the closing laps, don't count them out yet. Anything can happen. We could throw a yellow flag here that would completely change the outcome of this race. It's not over yet.
It's not over at all.
Jeff Wright going to get the 5 to go here at the line. 7.2 seconds. And, yeah, Alex Bell and Ray Massey are trimming away at this lead, but it's not going to be enough. Numbers-wise, Jeff Wright, if we stay green, has got this one in the bag.
Yeah, and again, it's never over until the checkered flag flies, but Wright at the moment just has, he's got the gap, and unless he runs out of fuel, I just don't think they're going to be able to catch him. Obviously, you don't want to lay off too much, but I just think right now at the moment, Jeff he's got this one on a pretty good spot. He's still clutching here into the corners, but even with clutching, saving fuel, he's maintained about a second gap, and from now, Massey's falling off about a second from Bell, so I just don't think it's going to be enough here if you're Bell. 6 seconds in 4 laps, and there's just not enough lap time for the 15 to really make up enough for it.
I would agree with that, and I think some of it had to do with navigating those cars, getting around some of the lap traffic, getting around, there's a number of things that you could go back and probably say, hey, this was the situation, but ultimately, Jeff Wright, he had a situation of his own with figuring out, can I make it on one stop? They did the math, it added up, and he's been clutching it since he came back out here on the racetrack with over 50 laps to go. And he's still got 3 more of them to do with a 6-second lead.
Coming to takes the line, he's going to have 3 miles to go. Is that going to be enough fuel? And right now, it seems like he just has enough tires here that he's going to be able to cruise here. I don't think Bell, like we said, Bell doesn't have enough pace. And how about the pace that Jeff Wright has had? He's only 10 cars on the lead lap.
Well, that's that one stop. I mean, that shows you right there that how much time that can make up. When you put half the field a lap down, you're able to make one less pit stop. Now, had, 7 or 8 guys all had to pit, we'd probably see 16, 17 cars on the lead lap still. I think it would go back to Reggie Ortega.
Shout out to Bryce Shoemaker. We haven't really talked about him too much, but up inside the top 10 here as Jeff Wright will come off of turn 4. And Jeff Wright will have one more lap to go here from the Homestead-Miami Speedway. Is there enough fuel in the tank here as he goes through 1 and 2 for the final time? 6.5 seconds separate him and Alex Bellin. From here, he could probably coast. And a half a lap to go for the reigning champion, Jeff Wright, cruising to his first win of the season.
We say that. It's only the second week here for Saturday Night Racing League's second season. After that win at Daytona for Reggie Ortega, now Jeff Wright for Hutton Motorsports comes across the line, and he's your winner in race number 2. Probably not enough fuel to burn it down, but he played the strategy to a T.
He sure did. My pick finally gets another one going there. 81 laps led, definitely gonna get the most laps led. And how about Alex Bell? A valiant effort to come home second, and then Ray Massey in the 23 going to be able to come home in third. Both gave it their all, tried an alternate strategy, but it just wasn't enough. And they still just get the solid point stays for them. And how about that? Well, still, there was definitely one caution. But
yeah, I'm not really sure what happened. Yeah, there we go. It came up there. Not sure what happened with the race recap, but it fixed itself.
And how about that for Jeff Wright, man? Just, man, he's going to just, it looks like he's going to have another one of those years where he just might cruise to a championship. I mean, how about this? So good in these race cars, and still just a little bit of extra fuel to burn it down here in front of the Homestead-Miami virtual crowd. And, well, Bradley, I appreciate you having me up here for this race. What a race here from Homestead. Great racing. And stick around for post-race interviews. We'll be right back with a quick commercial break. We will talk to your winner, Jeff Wright, Alex Bell, and Ray Massey.
It feels like we achieved something bigger than we originally thought we'd ever do. And now look at it, it's grown huge.
My son Reese was born with cancer. What it ended up doing is it crushed his spinal cord. And when he was 3 years old, he got his first wheelchair, and he wanted to be Wall-E for Halloween. So I thought, I can build one. I can, try and see what I can come up with. And so it started with just, building a simple costume, a Wall-E costume around his wheelchair out of a Dell computer box. It has exploded into something that was the inspiration behind Walking Everyone costumes. I want to reach more kids, and the only way to do that is to have more volunteers. I want to see every child that wants one of these costumes to get one. If you know a teacher at a high school, or a Boy Scout troop leader, Girl Scout troop leader, any type of group or organization that would like to attempt to build one of these costumes or to help out a child, contact us. We have lots of resources. We have plenty of people willing to help build these costumes, but we need to get the message out. So share this video, let them know about what we do, why we do it, and get us in contact with kids who might need a costume, or any adults or families that would like to help build a costume. We're here for you.
Introducing Tractor USA, the best way to buy and sell premium ag and construction equipment. Tractor USA was designed to be straightforward, simple, and affordable with zero commission and live auctions every week. Tractor USA auctions offer the finest selection of pre-owned tractors, combines, and other ag and construction equipment from across the United States and the world. Simply go to tractorusa.com to get started today.
Back here live at Homestead-Miami, a fuel strategy race that went green from lap 40, and Jeff Wright prevails. Second race of the season, it was a good one. Alec and Alex Bell comes home in second, Ray Massey in third, but they tried to chase him down. Jeff just in another time zone. He was far enough ahead that it didn't matter.
Yeah, no, it was really tough for Bell to get him down, even though he looked like he had a chance, but once you hit the tire cliff here and lap times start falling off, it's really hard to start making up time there. And unfortunately, he just wasn't able to. And man, what a great race. Good strategy beginning to end, really entertaining all the way through. And while we do that, before we get to post-race interviews, how about we take a look at our finishing results here tonight from the Homestead-Miami Speedway. Jeff Wright with your winner, leads 80 laps and round to a win here. Then Alex Bell in second after starting from the pole. Ray Massey, a solid run in third. Seth Hatchell on that strategy as same strategy as Jeff Wright, comes home fourth. Chuck Sweeting comes home in fifth. Ryan Carlisle in sixth. Joseph McWhorter in seventh. Casey Lakatos rounds out in eighth. Joshua Banks comes home in ninth, and Bryce Shoemaker makes it a top 10 run for him in the 43.
Jonathan Smith's going to come home in 11th. Austin Belke in 12th. Brian Hennings in 13th position tonight. He was predicting that he wasn't going to have a good race. He's going to finish inside the top 15. And Jerry Bergeron in 14th. 15th, Bobby Patrica. Caleb Weekly's bringing home 16th after a great race at Daytona. A little hardship here. Reggie Ortega as well in the same boat, 17th tonight. Brandon Hinton in 18th. Noah Mikowski unfortunately runs out of fuel, finishes 19th, and Max Koss is going to come home in 20th. There's 4 more cars on this finish. We got Keith Shoemaker, Chad Klinger with that damage, Chris Sawyer an early exit, and Christopher Melton also an early exit to tonight's race. But we're caught up down on pit road with your third place finisher of the night, and that's the number 23 of Ray Massey. Ray, you were in the strategy of 2-stop there after that caution. It kind of threw a wrench into everybody's strategy. You guys stuck with the 2-stop. You tried to chase down Alex Bell, but come home third here tonight. I mean, not a bad race, but ultimately it could have been a little bit different with a number of things, right?
Yeah, I talked it over with my crew chief and my spotter about trying to make it. I really thought we'd have another yellow, and we didn't have one. It went green, so that worked to Jeff's advantage. And then I got in Alex's dirty air and couldn't do anything with him. So we'll take a P3. That was a good run after the Daytona debacle.
Yeah, I mean, Daytona is always a dice roll. We know that going into it. It's kind of like Atlanta or Talladega. You go there, you try to survive, and hopefully you're in a position to come home. But here tonight, it was multi-groove racing. You guys really just had to put it all out there put your heads together, really, is what it amounted to. The strategy, Jeff just a little step ahead there, knowing that he can make it a 1-stop. Are you guys even considering that?
Yeah, we discussed it, but I really thought we'd have another yellow. I wasn't expecting that. So, yeah, it was a lot of fun. The multi-groove side-by-side racing. I'm anxious to watch the replay of the broadcast because I think it puts on a good show.
It was an excellent show. It's actually Alec admiring how many different lines there were here early in this race. It kind of took us back to the good old days of NASCAR and when guys were actually able to pass each other. So, yeah, admirable and respectable finish here. Ray, do you have anybody you'd like to shout out for tonight's performance?
Yeah, I always shout out my spotter, Chris, my dad. He does some crew chief stuff on the box. And then I have sponsors with Clark Print Shop. That's my brother-in-law's business, bulk printing for wedding invitations, graduation announcements, posters, anything. You get 23% off if you use code iRacing. And walking and rolling costumes, I know they're big for the league, so I've got them on the car too to get them some exposure. And thank you guys up there in the booth, Alec and Bradley. Both of you do a great job.
Oh, hey, we just
Appreciate
want to we want to reestablish this as well. We've been talking about it for a while. Wynn's just around the corner for you, Ray.
Yeah, this ought to be a fun season.
Well, there he is, third place finisher here tonight, Ray Massey. Excellent finish, trying to chase him down. Alex Bell and Jeff Wright just a little bit ahead there, but ultimately great finish out here for the 23. Now we're moving on down pit road. We've got the number 15 of Alex Bell, the Clash winner, back up here in the booth, and the number 15 gets it done tonight, and you just needed a little more time. We finish out with 5-second gap. The cliff that Alec mentioned earlier in this race, you kind of hit it there about 20 laps into this stint. Wasn't able to shave the time you did at the beginning of the run.
Yeah, yeah. Congrats to Jeff on the pit call. I was kind of going through the scenarios in my head on that long green flag run, and in my determination, I didn't think it was possible to make it. So I definitely wanted to take advantage of the fresh tires while I could. And as soon as I saw him saving the fuel and pushing it close to make it on the fuel window, I knew I was kind of SOL there. But yeah, man, what a damn blast of a race that was. Big shout out to iRacing in the oval refresh. It's not perfect, but this is the most fun I've had at Homestead in a really, really long time. So credit to Jeff on the good pit call, getting the win. And just credit to everyone I was racing with, man. That was a damn blast.
Yeah, the dynamic track looked beautiful. You guys running high line, low line. It looked like the low line really prevailed there at the end. And then you could use the high side to get a good run for an overtake. Yeah, there was a variety of different things going on, but let's shout back. You talked about that strategy. And so you said you realized once Jeff stretched that run that
Yeah.
you were in a pickle. And do you think that the lap cars or any other scenario had changed? Would you have been able to catch Jeff anyway?
Oh yeah, no way. I had the standings up on my F2 box, and I was watching the gap, and I came out of the pits, and I was 20 seconds behind him, and right out of the pits, I was getting him 2 seconds a lap, and then slow down to 1 second a lap, and then it just kept going down. I was just driving the tires off too hard. There's not a single thing the lap cars would have done to mean any difference. So, nope, that was just me giving it my all and just ran out of laps. But like I said, credit to Jeff on that call. That was a hell of a call.
Yeah, one stop. It's kind of hard to overcome that when it's 20 plus seconds out of pit road. But Alex, you're on prime here. You got that win in the Clash. You got $100 in your pocket from that. Apparently that went back to R&D because you're sitting here on the podium. And I mean, last season we saw you up in the top 5 a lot of these races, but you kind of fade out rather quickly. And here tonight, you were up there the whole time racing with these guys.
Yeah, I definitely think the Xfinity car fits my style, and I'm more used to it than the Gen 4 car. It's just, I guess for the Gen 4 cars, I haven't really driven high horsepower cars in so long, and no one on iRacing really has. So these are definitely more up my alley. So hopefully more runs like this continue in the future.
Yeah, nobody really has done that, have they? It's iRacing
It's
is
been a
like
while.
progressively taking the horsepower away from us, and
Yeah.
make iRacing great again. They brought the
Yeah.
track back, and so here tonight, great race, second place. Congratulations, Alex, and maybe we'll get to talk to you again next
Yeah,
week
that's the plan, boys. You guys have a good night.
too. So there's your second place finisher tonight. Ultimately, I think I forgot to ask if there's anybody you wanted to thank.
Oh.
But, yeah, it's all good.
Yeah,
It's all good.
it's all He's had a
Alec,
good night.
he had a great night. So we'll thank on his behalf everybody that is behind the Alex Bell team. I'm going to thank you guys for watching it here tonight. But we're going down to Victory Lane, and it's Jeff Wright down
Wright.
there. You've got Alec Martinez in Victory Lane with him.
Dude, Jeff Wright, confetti and all that here at Homestead after a dominating win, really leading 81 laps and getting that first win of the season, brother. How does it feel to be back at Victory Lane?
You know, man, it feels good, but I didn't think it was going to happen here tonight at Homestead. I don't think if it wasn't for this thing turning into a fuel strategy and it wasn't for having Reggie in the same channel as me tonight, I don't think I would have been here. So, big thanks to him, obviously helping me with those fuel numbers. I didn't know if it was going to work, and for a while there, I thought I was going to be a sitting duck, and those guys with tires were going to blow past me, but I guess the tires evened out a little bit, and, we had just enough laps remaining to where I was able to hold on to it. 10 more laps, it might be a different story, but yeah, super awesome to be back in Victory Lane. Definitely wasn't really expecting that to happen.
Well, man, I mean, you dominated here tonight. I think next week it's back to business again. I think a track that I would say that you more tend to favor maybe over a Homestead at Rockingham. How do you feel about going out there and maybe trying to go 2 in a row?
We're going to try it. When we were going through the schedule, we had all of our our league members, all fill out a survey, and these guys built the schedule. So, we had them fill out a Google form, and they built the schedule. And when I saw, Homestead and Rockingham were early on the schedule, I wasn't very thrilled. So Rockingham's not a track that I really enjoy, but I know we got some really fast guys in this league that are, going to be threats there at Rockingham for sure. But we're just going to enjoy this win for sure before we head out to Rockingham. But man, if we go out there, get top 10, top 5, we'll be sitting pretty good here in the points, considering, we had a, good start at Daytona as well. So just trying to build off that.
Absolutely, man. Well, we appreciate your time, man. Congratulations to everybody you want to give it that shout out to for this win.
Oh, absolutely. First, Reggie, like I mentioned earlier, with the pit strategy and, fuel numbers, that type thing. He really helped me win this race tonight for sure, and I can't thank him enough. And, obviously our great sponsors, Tractor USA, Walk and Roll Costumes, Harpoon Design, for all that they do. And then we got another sponsor coming on board here, very soon, and that's it's going to be Clark Print Shop, and that is Ray Massey's brother-in-law. So he's going to be sponsoring us as well. So thank you to him for coming on board here in the next coming weeks. And just thankful for everybody else, that's helped us financially put these events on. It's awesome to be able to put these things on. It wasn't for the support of, guys like Ray Massey and Chris Rude, Bryce Shoemaker, to name a couple others. And there's other guys that have given too, so I'm probably forgetting their names right now. But, it's all thanks to those guys that we can put these events on and, pay for a quality broadcast like you guys and you and Bradley up in the booth each week.
Well, I appreciate you, Jeff, and we appreciate you guys, and of course the sponsors who all make this thing and this show go on. So, again, congratulations on the win tonight, brother, and we'll see you next week out at Rockingham.
Hey, sounds good, and thank you, Alec, for filling in tonight. I know you were a bit on call tonight, wasn't expecting the call, but you were able to fill some good shoes tonight, and we appreciate you being available as well. So, thank you.
No, thank you, brother. I appreciate you having me. And that's Jeff Wright, the winner here tonight. And again, hope all is well with Connor. And I'm hoping he'll be back here next week. But Bradley, man, what a race. And again, appreciate you giving me the call to come back up here and enjoy some Saturday night racing.
Well, as always, man, it's always good to work up here. And we've done great work at Tuesday nights at BTDY. And having you here, it's just kind of natural to have Alec Martinez up in the booth on V-Speed, the familiar voices that we have. Every single day of the week, we come here live on V-Speed, and Saturday's been no different. 9 or 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Catch us back live at 9 p.m. when the Overtake iRacing League Truck Series goes back racing at the Gateway Speedway. That's going to be at 9 p.m. Then you can catch some more racing Tuesday, Wednesday at 9 p.m. We've got Thursday nights with QSR. Friday with VRX will start back up on February the 2nd in the World Cup. And then SNR going to Rockingham at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. But for everybody here at V-Speed, Alec Martinez, Adam Baker, this is Bradley Cooper telling you to have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next time.
Is anybody to try to maybe make a third one?
This race still very undecided.
The bottom lane just doesn't have enough cars now. The rules have been reversed.
They're running out of time and they know it.
How about Noah McCall give me a 3? He did his hand in this battle. The bottom surges to the inside, now pulls even with Hutton off the turn number 2.
900 horsepower at their feet.
Banks doesn't have a push. Hutton, can he do it off the turn 4? Right, giving him another push. They stack him to the outside. At the line, checkered flag, big surges to the bottom.
And here comes Milo, big run out of 4. He's going to be there.
Tristan Martin's there. Cannot count out to 37.
Oh!
The battle gets burned!
Cabot, where did he come from? Here comes Dweck.
A push from the 33.
It's a drag race.